Right then, welcome to Championship Predictions. This week, it's a midweek game and then also a weekend, so I'll do the weekend one separately, but this is just for the midweeks, which is Tuesday and Wednesday this week. We're in game week 8 and then 9, so we've got 8 and 9 in the same week, if that doesn't make sense. I had the shave, a look a bit scruffy, but we're going to get straight into this. Starting off with tonight, which is Tuesday night, we've got Birmingham and Sheffield Wednesday. These are all 7:45, apart from the last one, which is an 8 o'clock. So I'm just going to say that right now. But Birmingham and Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday have been holding themselves quite decently, to be honest. They're failing to pay the players again this month, though. So I'm going to just spite them and say Birmingham will beat them here. Birmingham, one of the top sides of the division, so you definitely expect something there. I'll say Birmingham 2-0. And we'll move on because Sheffield Wednesday, come on. It's time to pay the players. Blackburn and Swansea are next. We have two teams that, well, Blackburn did very poorly and Swansea managed to pick up a point, I believe, if that's correct. It is, yes. Swansea a point against Millwall, Blackburn conceding 3 to Charlton, one of the newly promoted sides. I'm going to go with a Swansea win, based on that, to be honest. I'm going to say 1-0 to Swansea. I think that's not terrible, to be honest. I can see it happening. Not much to say on that other than that, to be honest. I just think that Blackburn, something's still missing there. Don't really know what's going on. But, yeah. If Swansea can maintain what they're doing at the minute, they'll definitely be the biggest team in Wales, with Wrexham closely behind them. Cardiff slippery slope, falling down. But the less said about that, the better, I think. Moving on to Bristol City and Ipswich Town. Bristol had a goalless draw and Ipswich had a 2-2 draw. I can see another draw, to be honest, but I might just I can't speak. I might just edge this in Ipswich's favour and say 2-1 to Ipswich. I think that they're starting to find the way a little bit. They're just a bit lacking defensively, to be honest, and with Bristol having a goalless draw, they might be able to capitalise on that. Also, did I say Bristol? I meant Bristol City. Apologies. We don't apologise to any Sheffield teams, though. Hull and Preston are next. We're flying through these. I want to keep this video a bit shorter so I can edit it and actually get it out on time, because I'm recording at 11 o'clock today and the games are at 7:45. So, Hull and Preston. Hull were in the losing end of their match and Preston had the goalless draw. I think Hull have the goal scoring threat, whereas Preston don't as much, to be honest. I am tempted to say Hull 1, Preston 0. I think I'm going to do that. Keeping them low this week. It's midweek. They've only just played. I don't think there'll be many goals, to be honest, especially with the amount of draws that happened last weekend. A lot of teams will probably be tired fighting for a point. However, a game that might have a few goals in it, Leicester City and Wrexham. I think this could be the highest scoring match of the night. I would like to edge this in Leicester's favour, but Wrexham are putting up a good case. They're not doing too bad at all things considered. They picked up a draw against Derby last game, and Leicester picked up a draw against West Brom. So they both drew 1-1 in the games. Looking at the teams, though, I think this Leicester team is definitely better than this Wrexham team. I would like to say 3-1 to Leicester, and it'll probably be 0-0 or something now, so we'll just move on. We've got Middlesbrough and Stoke. Right, these are two teams that are at the top end of the table and are playing really well at the minute. They've got some really good players between the pair of them. They are first and third, respectively. Middlesbrough yet to lose. Stoke have lost twice. Coventry also still yet to lose. So there's two teams in the Championship that haven't lost yet. But this one, Middlesbrough, they have a good team. The whole of the team, actually, I think from defence all the way up to attack is strong. Luke Ayling's been playing well at the minute. I think because of that, my boy Luke Ayling, I have to edge this in in Middlesbrough's favour. Sorry, not Stokes. But I still think this could have a few goals in it. But I am going to say 2-1 for this one to Middlesbrough, the home side. Sorry. Yeah, Johansson's a good keeper. He'd be hard to get past, but with the attacking threat they've got, I think they might be able to find a way. Right, 2 more. It's Sheffield United and Southampton. Sheffield United picked up the first points last week. That's something that we can think about. Southampton definitely the better side though. I might go for a 1-1 draw here. I think these teams are fairly balanced. I think Southampton are probably a bit better to be honest, but I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw and we'll leave it there. Derby and Charlton are the TV fixture for the night. Interesting one considering that we've got Leicester and Wrexham playing. Although, do they do these on Sky Sports Plus? I don't know. I think they do actually, yeah. But Derby and Charlton, you've got a team that has been promoted and done really well so far, in my opinion anyways, definitely exceeding my expectations. And you've got Derby who, realistically, they're not performing to the best of their abilities. They are struggling a little bit. Could be in a bit of danger, especially with Sheffield United starting to pick up a few points. But Blackburn are also still down there. That's something to consider as well. And then you've got Charlton in 7th, so they've had a really good start to the season. 3 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. Only conceded 5 goals, which is the joint fewest, I believe, in the league. Yes, it is. There is 3 teams that have conceded 5. Charlton being one of them. The other one's Preston and Stoke. Oh, and Middlesbrough as well, sorry. So there's 4, yeah. So, defensively strong. Attacking wise, 7 goals, not the strongest. Exact same as Preston, actually. But will they be able to pick up anything from Derby? I would think so. I'm going to say Charlton win this one away 1-0 after their amazing 3-0 win last game out. I think this one should be a little bit tamer, but still get the job done. Then we're going to move on to Wednesday now. We've got 4 more matches to cover. We've got Millwall and Coventry. This is a big one for me. These are my 2 teams that I back the most in the Championship, really, when Leeds out there. I've been backing Millwall and Coventry, actually, both of them, since the start of the season, that this will be their season to be in the top 6. How do I think this one's going to go, though? Coventry still yet to lose. I think they might be able to keep that up, even though they are away at the Den. I'm going to give Coventry 2 goals, and I'm going to say Millwall failed to score, so I'm going to say 2-0 to Coventry City. I just think Coventry are better than Millwall, and whilst I like both of them and I want them to do well, I just think that maybe this isn't the game for Millwall. Obviously, you're going to have those games where you can't pick up much. Although in saying that, Coventry have drawn 3 games and only just recently beat Birmingham, so whilst they do have a good win there, they have had a bit of a rough patch, but even in the rough patches, they're still picking up points. I think they should be fine. Yeah, they are on Sky Sports Plus, by the way. I've just read it at the top. Norwich and West Brom. Another big game, actually. It's quite a good game week. For this one, I would probably edge West Brom. They're playing well at the minute. Norwich, not too bad. They've got some goal-scoring threats there, but I think away... not Norwich, because Norwich are at home. I think away West Brom should be able to still do a job. It's got a little bit tough for him recently. A couple of losses there. 1 to Derby as well. A draw to Leicester, though. That's a good point to gain. I think they might be in this one. However, I'm now thinking about a draw now that I've actually deeped it. I'm going to say 1-1. We'll have a Sargent goal in there somewhere. Most likely. But yeah, a draw. There we go, not a goal. A draw. That seems reasonable. Portsmouth and Watford. Portsmouth drew 2-2 and Watford beat Hull. This game, I'm going to give it in Portsmouth's favour though, I think. I'm going to say 2-0 to Portsmouth. Pardon me. 2-0 to Portsmouth. I think that they do have some good attacking threat in that team. Even with a couple of injuries that they've got at the minute, I think they still should be fine. Callum Lang, big loss really, in my opinion. But yeah, I think Portsmouth definitely securing themselves as a championship team, if that makes sense. And last but not least, the final match of the game week in the midweek before the next video, which will be out Friday. QPR and Oxford. So QPR failed to beat Sheffield Wednesday, which I was surprised at. They did cost me because I joined a little last man standing, said QPR would beat Sheffield Wednesday, and went out straight away because they drew. But yeah, that's not great. Oxford, however, it's just another reason for me to hate QPR. Oxford, they lost to Sheffield United, of course they did, but they've beaten Bristol City the game before, drew to Leicester, drew to Coventry, so they are drawing against big sides. I'm going to edge this in Oxford's favour, not because I've got a grudge against QPR, but because I do think that Oxford can get the job done here. I'm going to say Oxford 2, QPR 1, and that is the end of the predictions now. Join me on Friday for game week 8, did I say? Or is this 8 and the next one's 9? 1 minute, let me check this. It's game week 9 the weekend, so join me for game week 9. And also Premier League predictions on Thursday night. So on Thursday, don't have to be night. I don't know when I would have posted it. I'll record it all tomorrow, so it's all done. But yeah, let me know what you think's going to happen this week, and I shall see you all in the next one. Bye for now.